Oh, it'll be something.
I'm gonna pull up. We have the starting five already, so get ready.
Oh,
I
God.
haven't seen it. Jared, can you link it in the chat? I don't know if chat will let you include links, but if you put a link, I'll take a look.
Okay, our starting
lineup's
five?
actually not as bad as you would think.
No.
Let's see.
Well,
here.
it's because they kind of have
huge
to.
Tonight. Jeez.
They're going big, yeah.
Can't hear you. Maybe it's me.
You can't hear me? No?
It's me. Let me look. I can't hear you. We do the starting five, though, for those joining us. Hello. White, Hauser, Tatum, Horford, Robert Williams. Let me check if it's my audio. Oh, just kidding. It's not my audio anymore.
What?
I can hear you again. I think when I went on Twitter and played the first five video,
Oh, yeah.
my headphones connected to that instead. But
oh, that's so... Oh, it's because you're not wired in, right? That's why.
No, I've got Bluetooth.
That's funky. Not the Bluetooth.
I'm not... Sam got a haircut.
Did Sam get a haircut?
I don't know. Sam's hair was wild on the podcast last night. Just go look at the video. It was... I mean, not in a bad way. Like, it looked good. It was just like... It was large. I mean, let me take a look here.
Is it just like all pomade? Okay.
Yeah, let me see.
This is an interesting starting five. I don't hate it. I think especially given the circumstances where how many people are out. We talked about it a little bit before we hopped on.
There's the hair.
What
large swoop.
Well, I couldn't tell if that was a middle part or a swoop. It's a lot of hair.
It's a large swoop in the hair.
It's an impressive swoop.
Oh, I forgot to change the background. Oops.
I'm not saying.
That's not wrong. There we go.
We're
back.
Crisis averted.
Alrighty. I was like, wait a second.
Just sharing the post on Facebook now.
Yes,
did you get... I mean, you were on the ground, obviously, tonight. What's the impression you got with this Jaylen Brown news? Cut his hand. Seemed like minor, apparently, right?
Yeah, when Joe Mazzulla was asked about it, like, I forgot who asked. I think it might have been John Corrales asked him. And he was like, what happened there? He goes, yeah, Jaylen's not playing tonight. He cut his hand. And John was like, is it going to bleed into the playoffs? And Joe was like, nah, it's fine. So it sounds like it'll just be like, especially considering like they're going to have how long of a break? Like almost a week-long break before they actually have to play again after the Sunday.
It's true. Because of the play-in tournament, they got to let that all kind of unwind. And, well, that's the thing, too, is like they have to go through the entire play-in tournament before the next round begins. So it's not like 7 and 8 play, the winner automatically gets 7 seed, and that series kicks off. This is actually kind of I think now is an underrated upside to being in those top 6 seeds. Is like you kind of have a little bit of a break, and like in terms of momentum, if you're trying to carry momentum into the playoffs, that's obviously not ideal, but it's still better than having to go through and deal with all of this playing crap. So it's definitely another competitive edge for the Celtics and for every other team that's able to rest guys. I'm surprised Philly lost against Miami, like pretty badly too.
Philly rats, bunch of losers out there. I mean, they can't beat the Bucks. They decide to beat the Celtics with one of the most impressive offensive performances I've seen in my lifetime, and then just fold against a garbage Miami team that decided to be trying now, which is annoying.
I'm annoyed by that because I wanted Miami to lose, so Philly could lock up the 3 seed because that's not locked up yet. They could still lose 3, I think, because of Cleveland, if Cleveland took care of business.
Really? I'm pretty sure Philly's locked in at 3 now. They only have 2 games left.
Did the Cavaliers win the other night, or do they play tonight?
Your score. Cavaliers won yesterday, 1 on Tuesday. And then they have... So Sixers have 2 more games. Cavs have 1 more game.
Damn.
Yeah, it's not. Well, if the Sixers lose out and the Cavs win, technically they could tie, right? Because if Sixers lose out, they'd finish at 52 and 30.
Yeah, you're right.
If the
actually,
Cavs win out, so who has the
and then it would go to
tiebreaker?
head. It would go to head first, and then it would go to conference tiebreaker. So
who has tiebreaker?
It's from the
Cavaliers. Cavaliers do not have it. Philly has gone 2-1 against them this season, so Philly is locked up 3.
Well, then there you have it. So they're probably going to rest their. So my thought process was, regardless, going into the Friday matchup, and I talked about this on the latest episode of Vitamin C's, was that Philly could end up going ahead and resting players, and then the Hawks would have a chance to go out in there. What's going on, by the way, Landon? Could have the Hawks go out and have a chance to go into the 7th seed if they want, but that conversation gets nixed because the Heat won.
Yes, the Heat are locked in at 7 now, though. Right?
Going into the play-in, yeah. So they'll have home court for that play-in tournament game.
Yeah,
for
and
game
they
1.
Can no longer. They can't jump up to. Can they jump up to 6? It looks like they can. They're only a game back.
Oh yeah, they're a game back of the Nets, and let's see how many games the Nets have left.
I think they have 2 left. Miami has 2 left.
Magic and 76ers. So technically, they could jump out of the play-in tournament.
And the Heat have the Wizards and the Magic. So Magic have a lot of power here.
I actually kind of. Okay, is it bad that I don't hate that?
Yeah, I kind of rather the Heat jump up to 6.
Well, if the Heat jump up to the 6, then you play the winner of the Nets Hawks series, and I just think that's so much more preferable. I think that's okay. I don't think that's bad at all.
Yeah, like John says, if the Nets win, they control their own destiny. So all it would take is the Nets win, but we'll have to see. They're playing Philly and Orlando, right? So, however, Orlando has been resting their guys, so probably not ideal.
I mean, like, what do you expect them to do at this point?
No, yeah,
they got nothing to play for.
Not great for the Celtics. You'd rather them not.
Yes. I'd rather play the Nets versus the Heat.
Yes, absolutely. Not even close. Tatum needs 16 more points to be officially the first Celtic to average 30 points throughout a season. Well, there you go. It's got to be the shoes. Sam was a big hate the shoes because when did Tatum start struggling? When he put out the shoes. That was Sam's line of thinking. Tatum did gift all of the Celtics coaches and like people of that respect a pair of JTs this morning, though, so they were all wearing them pregame, which is cool. Landon saying invited a couple people when they show up and put the merch press on Jack. Landon, I told you, you're not getting merch until we hit 1,000 subscribers. And so unless you can magically draw up 700 friends, it's not looking likely tonight. I'm sticking to my guns here.
So
I mean, hey.
By merch, are you talking about making merch and selling
Yeah,
it?
Landon wants rat list merch.
Okay. Do you want me to make it?
Yeah, once we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm not coming down on that goal, Landon.
I think that's totally fair.
And hey, I will say, you guys might be on the rat list because we hit 300 subs and then we lost 2. So let's pick it back up here, fellas. That's what I'm saying. Come on. Unbelievable. Damn. We've been putting up a pod yesterday, a pod 4 days ago, 7 days ago, 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago. What do you want from us? Where are they going? Help us out here. You changed it to 400. This is false. Send me the clip. Show me the clip. This is not true.
Lowering Landon, the bar.
You know what, Landon, you misheard me that night. I said if we hit 400 by the end of the month, that's what I'll change it. I said 400 by the end of April, but 1,000 overall. So good luck to you, sir. If you can find 100 friends, I would greatly appreciate it, obviously, and you'll get merch. But until then, get us to 1K, and thank you very much. That's where I lay.
I like the concept of like making poor Landon like try and be like, please sub to my friend's show so I can get ratless merch.
If he wants it, that's what I'm saying.
That's gonna be fun to make. I'm gonna start mocking up designs. Ratless merch. I'm gonna have like a compressed file, like secured drive on my computer where it's just ratless mock-ups.
Amazing.
Have you seen this rat?
Jared, Tatum seems like one of the few legitimately good dudes in the league. Yeah,
there's a lot of good dudes, but I think he's one of the better ones. I mean, I think it's just impressive that he's doing all he's doing at such a young age, and then being a father as well. Like I just think that's not easy, and I think a lot of people could have gone for a cop out. It's just a good relationship, I think that's great. It's happening. I want it to happen. Red line.
Red line is on the rat list. Red line sucks.
Well, it should be. It'd be funny to do like an MBTA list, and it's just the red line, but it's all this instead of the stops. It's just names on the rat list.
Landon's referencing. I told a story on the pod yesterday. Red line, 2 days ago when I was coming home. I left the Garden at 11:30. I told Bobby Kravitsky, I was like, hey, I might get home by 1:30. That's whatever, right? Because it's delayed as it is. There's speed limits because we're doing track inspections.
Right, you told me about that. Crazy, insane.
However, on that night, travel from JFK UMass to North Quincy was suspended, so I had to get off at JFK UMass. I had to get on a bus, take a bus to North Quincy, get back on the train. They held the train there for 40 minutes waiting for the next two buses, and then they went. So I didn't get home till 2:30, 2:15, 2:30 that night. It was a disaster.
Cracker.
Hello,
that
Phil.
Makes me think of what's going on, Phil? Makes me think of that Lakers game because that went to OT, and then when I was stuck in Boston waiting for an Uber that day because I was just totally screwed because the train ended up closing down. Because by the time the game got out, I was literally like running across the street, and like I was like, "Oh, I can make the train," and then I like looked to the left for the Oak Grove trains. That gate's closed, and the other ones are open to the right, going to Forest Hills. I'm like, I'm not gonna hop on a train going in the opposite direction. It's just not in the cards. So, yeah,
disaster. MBTA,
disaster class.
Escalo in uniform, no shot. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, Jared. If you DM me on Twitter an MP3 file, I will absolutely take a listen, and we can do a Ratless theme because we're doing it every show now.
do you have an updated like rankings at this point?
We do. No, we just do like episodical rat list. I think our rat list yesterday was Jill Biden made the rat list for inviting the losers of the women's championship to the White House.
Yeah.
Rat move. You can't invite the losers. That's
all of that discourse is just so dumb.
Agree.
It's fair. It's fair game if someone ends up, going ahead and stunning on somebody else. Like you know what? If you're gonna go ahead and taunt and someone does it back to you when you lose, like that's it. Like that's all it needed to be, and it's become like this whole thing where it's just like, oh my god, like just let it go. God, just like let it slide.
First time watching. Shout from Martin. Hello, Martin.
Thanks,
Legend.
Martin
Thank you.
O'Sullivan.
Are we
That's
cracking
a very
the
nice
champagne?
Irish name.
We're cracking the champagne.
It's interesting.
I think maybe he could get minutes. I don't think so, but you don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, they officially ended up signing that guy.
The luck in the Rattlers. They did. He's here tonight. He was warming up pregame, ready to go. If I'm going to a game, I got to go to the Worcester train, go to South Station, which is an hour 30-minute walk to the Garden, then do it all again. Hey, John, I went to Worcester State University. I'm all too familiar with that that train trip. We went to the Pats won in 2018. Me and my buddy took it in from Worcester Station. So many people. Then
you're talking about for the parade?
For the parade. And then on the way back, South Station was as packed as it possibly could be. Like the platform, we were literally like shoulder to shoulder packed trying to get a train. Missed the first one, got the second one. Fist bumps to my dad. I did go to WCU. I went for technically 2.5 years because COVID cut my time short, but I graduated there 2017, 2021 was my 4 years at WSU. Oh, let's go.
Oh, snap. There you go. Yeah,
that means I just missed you. That means you were, you were incoming. You were a freshman the year after I graduated. There you go, John. Legend. Yeah, WSU. Shout out. I don't think I have any merch, though. I did, I'm just going to talk about college now. I did work study for WSU. I don't know if you do work study, John, but it's pretty cool. I did home game management, so I would do I do the scoreboard for field hockey. I did the book for basketball, which was dope. So I got to do all the men's and women's games and just sit at the table and do the score. That was cool. Good experience. I did hockey games. I sat in the penalty box. It's very cool. If you do work study at all, highly recommend doing home game management. It's good. It's not. I mean, it's not great money because it's work study, but it's fun. It's a fun experience doing that stuff. Phil, playoff schedule lost yet? The Celtics don't know who they're playing in the playoffs yet. They have to wait for the play-in
I do actually have the playoff dates up. I just don't know if I have the actual dates of when stuff would start for the Celtics. Technically, the playoffs begin April 15th. I don't know if that means that's when the Celtics series would start. I imagine that it would. Usually they try and squeeze in games, but yeah. Start working on the designs. I absolutely will, Landon, for sure.
Wait, sorry. I'm just talking about Worcester State now. John, do you know Coach Pell? Me and Pell was cool. I did all the home game management stuff, so I knew him. If you know Pell, let him know I say hi. I wonder if he remembers me. Maybe not, because I wasn't an actual athlete, but I love Pell. Pell was a beast. He like helped with all
Birkin,
the
are you
stuff.
talking? You're talking NEU? You talking about Northeastern University?
I think New England University. I assume. I think Northeastern is just NU, but I might be wrong. I assume New England. Northeastern. Shout out to you. I got rejected from Northeastern. Yeah. Sorry. Again, I'm taking over show with Mr. State. Pell's a legend. Do you still? I'm just talking to Jonathan now. John, do you still talk to Pell at all? Let me know. We'll keep talking about the Celtics until then.
I mean, there ain't much else to cut. I mean, hey,
yeah, I know.
To
I'm
be
just waiting
fair,
for
it's going to be a
John now.
sleeper of a game. It's going to be a
It
snorer.
I mean, I will say Wednesday was also kind of a sleeper.
It was. I mean, because you knew that they couldn't move up on the seeding.
Shout out,
Northeastern,
Birkin.
let's go.
You smart ass.
I have a bunch of people I know went to Northeastern, but my cousin did. My cousin went for engineering a while back. I can't remember when my cousin Dan graduated from there, but it might have been within I'm trying to think of how old he is now. He's got to be mid-40s, so he might be
one of my.
He might have been in that graduating class. Actually, I don't know. I'll have to ask him.
One of my friend's girlfriends went there for med PT or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He sees me and doesn't say hi. Well, I'm sorry. Never mind then. Don't say hi to Pell for me.
He just doesn't make eye contact.
What dorm do you live in? You're what now? Again, I don't care. Whatever. We're talking about this now. I lived in Dowden my freshman year, and then I went to Wesleyan for a year. Then I lived in a Chandler, and then obviously COVID shut it down, so I lived at home. But yeah, what's your state? It's fun. Wesleyan, yeah, Wesleyan's good. I got a single there. All right, sorry. Actually, at this point, we're just talking about college. I did politics masters. There you go. Genius.
Damn.
Tim, what did you major into?
So I originally went in doing double concentrations. I was originally a liberal arts major with concentrations in history and theater arts. And then I ended up changing over to English. So I was an English major with theater arts concentrations. So I have a bachelor's in English, which is not very useful.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as it's not like a specified field where it's like, yeah, you need a master's degree in engineering to work this job. Pretty much any bachelor's degree. They don't really tell you this, but any bachelor's degree, as long as you get a bachelor's degree from wherever,
yeah,
you're fine for the most part.
Reggie Lewis, there you go. My dad with the eyes emoji. Still talking about college. Dowden my freshman year, then Sheehan last semester. Now in Wesleyan. That's fun. I had a lot of friends who lived in Sheehan.
We had a Sheehan at UML, I think, too.
Really?
UMass Lowell Riverhawks, baby.
There you go. John, is the pod still horrendous? That's the cafeteria. It was literal bugs in the food. It was horrendous.
Oh my god. We had issues. We had issues with ours, but then they did a whole revamping and stuff. Things got better.
They didn't do that.
Going on.
Bleed green. Thank you, KK.
Green. Let's go.
Fist pumps. Reggie Lewis went to Northeastern. There you go. It's ass. Hey, I told you. That's what I've been saying, man. You got to go. John, if you haven't done it yet, go to the food court. If they still have this. It's been years, obviously. Go to the food court. Get a chicken sandwich. That is the go-to lunch. I had that literally every day for lunch. Loft is good too, but you get out of class, you go to the food court in the student center, I think it is, the bottom floor. You get a chicken sandwich. I always got a lemonade too, but there you go. And then you're good to go. I want a full Coach Pell podcast. Funny enough, I hosted a podcast for Worcester State called The Lancer Report for 2 seasons, and we did have Pell on the podcast. So if you'd like to see me talking to Coach Pell, you can go look that up and hear me talking to him. I go to lift mostly. I lived in the wellness center multi-purpose gym.
Oh, the rec center at UML was very common ground for me.
You play basketball?
We had a decent court there. Yeah, I didn't play a lot, but I would go and shoot around when I could.
Oh, I would stay in there for hours. I did apologies. Shut up, Jared. Don't mock the Lancer Report. If you did, that's cool, but there's no shot.
You're a liar.
I would stay in there was one time I had nothing to do on a day because my sophomore year I was a nursing major still, so I fixed my schedule because all the nursing classes were on
That's a crazy. You were a nursing major. Wow.
It was awful. I was terrible at it. Did I do intramurals? Yes. We won 2 games, and it's because the other team didn't show up, so we were bad. My senior year we were better.
That's the way to do it.
Because we had a good guy. His name was Zach. He was good. But my schedule was I had nursing classes on Tuesday and then I had clinicals on Thursdays. And so I just put all of my classes on Tuesday. So I had Monday, Wednesday, Friday off. So I would just have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, no class. Or maybe actually, no, it was Monday, Tuesday. I had all my classes on Monday, clinical on Tuesday. The rest of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like nothing. So I would go to the multi-purpose gym for like 8 hours and I would just play pickup. Like I play 2v2 if they were there. More people would come later in the day. I'd play a lot. I wasn't good. They did call me Kareem though, not because I was good, but because I broke my glasses and I had to wear goggles. So I wore goggles like Kareem, and then that became my nickname. And it was not that good, but
it's not a bad nickname though. I mean, if I had to pick one, it's pretty good.
Yes. But yeah, I did do intramurals, but just basketball. We weren't very good either time I did it. The football team, I know you quit, so it's okay to say this. They were awful. They are absolutely horrendous. I hope they're better now, just for the sake of Pell, because I like Pell. But I had 4 straight 20-point games and we lost all of them. Yeah, that's a disaster.
That blows.
Well, it's because the people who play intramurals are the people who got cut from the basketball team. So they're all like just a little better than you, but like just not good enough to play. So it's tough.
It's always how it works out, isn't it?
Exactly. Yes.
Oh, boy. Still ass. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Like for high school, like our high school football team, because I went to Stoneham High, our high school football team was terrible, pretty much until my last year that we were there. That they got like better, and then they were like actually like really good after we left. It's just weird. It's funny how that works out. It's weird looking back at all kinds of sports and stuff like that, especially for college and stuff too. I mean, UML's hockey team is really cool. I think the coolest like claim to fame, quote unquote, that I have is that I was in this like the graduating class with Connor Hellebuyck.
Is it a hockey player? It sounds like a hockey
yes.
player.
If you look him up, his last name is really hard to spell, but he was the goalie. He was the goalie. He looks
terrifying.
He was one. He's really tall. From what I remember, he's really tall.
6'4".
Yeah, he's pretty damn tall, and he was the goalie for the Riverhawks. And now he plays at the NHL level for the Winnipeg Jets and is like their starting goalkeeper last time I checked. So like that's pretty cool. There's been a lot of players who have gone to UML who are like pro players, but he was on the team when they went on and they won the ACC East Hockey East Championship. Like so very, very good.
I don't know if John is like copying my life. My brother goes to Union. So that's really weird. Like my dad says.
Oh my God.
I have to be quiet because they're doing the national anthem early again, which is really annoying because I don't want to talk about the national anthem. So I'm going to go really quiet for a second.
Breaking. Jack hates freedom.
And they have to do the Canadian one too. So it's like I'm going to be gone for a while. So I'm going to do.
That's why they started early.
Yeah. I'm going to let Tim carry the conversation while I go yes and no.
Okay. All right. So why was the national meeting just practicing this week? Okay, Birkin. It's whatever. It's looking at this game. I mean, it's pretty meaningless. Honestly, it's hard to get up for this game in terms of just getting excited for another basketball game. It's the second to last game of the season. It's pretty meaningless for the Celtics. There's not much to take away from it. You don't have Jaylen Brown because apparently he just cut his hand after dropping like a potted plant or something like that. So, I mean, on the bright side, we talked about it a little bit before the beginning of the show. He's going to have some time to heal up, so that won't be a problem. I'm surprised that Jayson Tatum's going, but I have a feeling if Jaylen Brown was healthy, Jayson Tatum would have been maybe sitting down, but who knows? I think this is also just a perfect reason to just let Jaylen Brown ride the bench because, whatever. Oh my God. Yeah, Jared, something like that. You equivalent. He's gonna get caught. No, he's been there as press. I can attest to this. But overall, I think going into this game, I think my biggest takeaways are: Peyton Pritchard? He was listed as questionable. Is he going to suit up? He is. Good. So that was something I talked about on Vitamin C's earlier. We dropped that episode today. That's on CLNS, so give it a check out. We also talked about them potentially going out and getting, another guy, and then they end up signing Justin Champagne. I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm gonna go ahead and say that is how I'm gonna say it right now. So they're gonna turn to that guy to eat some minutes tonight because essentially at this point there's no reason to be playing anyone of significance, and filling out the rest of your Champagne. Champagne. Damn it. I saw someone break the spelling down the other day. Probably not going to be important because I think he's just a bench body at this point, and this is probably the only game that in the Hawks that we're going to have to worry about it. I can't wait to hear Gorman try and say it. 2-1. He's only 21. Okay. He's a very young kid then. I think he's got a brother in the league, maybe? Yeah, he does. Okay. I've heard as much. Someone was saying that. It crack him open. Birkin. This is a human being we're talking about, Birkin, not a bottle of fine liqueur. But we'll see. Yeah, okay. Yeah. You're saying it on all four. Yes. So I thought so. Someone mentioned Julian when I think the news originally got announced that, he's his brother. Are they twins? Maybe. Yeah, anywho. JT playing to promote the shoes with them just launching. I don't know, Martin. It's a fair point. I don't think so. Only because, they've been doing so much press on it. I'm sure part of it probably is like, hey, my shoes just dropped. Like, I'll go ahead and play 20, 25 minutes tonight. I imagine he doesn't break 30 unless it's a really close game. At this point now for the Celtics, the only benefit they could be doing right now is to just try and keep the Hawks out of the picture. But I just imagine that won't happen. Interesting.
All right, I'm back to finish the anthem.
Okay.
Justin Champagnie made first team All CCE. There's a trivia question from Bobby Koritsky. Made first team All ACC his last year at Pitt. What other Celtics player was also named to that team?
And they didn't go to Pitt.
No, they weren't on Pitt. Scotty Barnes made third team. Fun fact for you.
Yeah. Hang on. What year was this?
2020, 2021.
I'm going to go out on a limb. 2020, 2021. I'm going to go ahead and say, was it Hauser?
Yeah. Virginia Sam Hauser.
Yeah,
there you go. First team All ACC.
I like that I got that.
Jose Alvarado was second team. Scotty Barnes was third team.
Yeah. Jose Alvarado, really, really good player.
He won the ACC Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah. He's no joke, man. I wrote a script about him for Jelly Smack, and yeah, very cool. You wouldn't think so just because of kind of he's Grand Theft Alvarado at the NBA level, but he was very, very accomplished at the collegiate level, especially considering his size. And yeah, here's hoping that Jalen's hand heals up at 100%, John. I imagine that it would. I don't think that'll be an issue. It's not his finger, John. He ended up cutting his hand. Apparently he dropped a vase or something like that while watering his plants. And he just cut his hand. This is my takeaway with it too. They're probably just using the stitches as, a precautionary thing where it's deep. Well, it's also deep enough that if they want it to heal properly and heal faster, they want to make sure that it's not moving apart. That's the whole thing with stitches. It's deep enough that if you're moving your hand or using your hand at all, it separates. It just doesn't have the ability to heal itself up faster. So the stitches are just going to get it to heal up fast. So that's the big thing. It sucks, but at the end of the day, I also didn't want Jaylen Brown to play until the playoffs. So that means he's going to be off for 5 to 7 days. Then perfect. Yeah, that's fine. If it's a clean cut too, then it's okay. Hopefully, the cleaner the cut, the faster to heal. Yeah, and that too. Yeah.
Thank God we're not in the play-in. Yeah, that would probably.
Isn't it nice to not be in the play-in tournament?
Would not be fun.
Oh God, I can't remember who said that stuff. It might have been Tim Bontemps last year saying that they were going to be a play-in team. Something
this
stupid.
Year?
No, last year, I think. I can't remember. It was something blasphemous where he was like, I just think they're a play-in team. And I was like, okay.
I see a little bit more last yeir, but
it was towards the early end of the season.
Alrighty, well, we have about 5 minutes till tip off, so we can get on out of here. No pick because Sam's not here. Blame him for slacking. Anything you want to say before we get on out of here, Tim?
No. Don't take tonight too seriously. Eat your fruits and vegetables, and good night.
2 seeds locked up. Celtics are all good. Thank you for dealing with the Worcester State talk. That's super funny that John went there. I had no idea. I did go there. And my brother does go to Union. My dad was in the chat with the eyes emojis. This team needs to be healthy going into the playoffs, 200%. Absolutely. Martin is hyped. Let's go Seas. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. Check out the latest podcast. We dropped a podcast this morning. Check out the latest Vitamin C's. Dropped yesterday, recently, I assume.
Today. Recorded it yesterday.
Hey, 2 pods for you to listen to today. How about them Celtics on this channel, and then Vitamin C's on the CLNS
It's a
Media
quick
Network
listen.
channel.
So if it's a
Go
boring
check those
game,
out. Go check it out. Go listen. Timestamps are in the description of How About Them Celtics. So if you'd like to skip our stories about my substitute teaching and Sam's other adventures, you can. I know Landon likes them and we enjoy talking. So there's that. Check us out on all social media platforms: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter at How About Them C's or at How About Them Celtics. Check out Heavy on Celtics, the website, the Facebook page, Instagram page, all that good stuff. Thank you to them. Give them a subscribe as well. And subscribe to How About Them Celtics podcast on YouTube, where you're probably watching right now, because we're trying to get back to 300 subscribers because we lost it. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will probably be back Sunday. I think I'm probably going to be there, but maybe not, because I might be going to Schenectady to Union, funny enough, to see my brother because it's his birthday. But we will see that. When does the play-in begin? The 11th is the first game of the play-in. So 300, no. I don't know what's happening.
I think you're making it.
You're there. Maybe I'll go here Sunday. We'll see what happens. It is 300. Wait, did we get back to 300? No way. We did get back to 300. Good job, fellas. Thank you very much. Get us to now. Get us to 301. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you very much, and we will see you guys next time. Peace out.